Good morning. My name is Tom, and I am coming to you from my deck, known as Deckovia East, and it is a sunny but smoky day. Um, this is the Pacific Northwest, and wildfire season is in full swing. There are many people who are putting their life on the line to ensure that people's property and well being are looked after, and I salute them. So, what's this all about? Back in 2019, I was working in an organization for the government that demanded that I have a really good memory. And I thought I had a reasonably good memory at the time. It was a great job, it was exciting, what I thought was a perfect fit. And suddenly, I started having memory issues. And I wasn't quite sure what was driving it. It could have been stress. Um, the job was pretty stressful. Um, but everything else in my life was going pretty well. So, and I've worked in stressful jobs before, and I didn't have problems with my memory then. So I spoke with my sweetie pie. Darlene was her name. And I said, I really am concerned about this. And she said, well, if you're concerned, go see the doc. I'd already been a patient of a neurologist in town here. And he referred me to a psychologist. And that psychologist ran a series of tests. It was all day long. It wasn't the Donald Trump, I aced the test kind of thing. This thing took hours. So much, in fact, that we had to have a lunch break. And the results across the board were about normal. In some areas, a little less than normal. In other areas, a little higher than normal. But the big thing that came out of it was I was in the lower 1% of something they call processing speed. That took my breath away. I mean, all the rest of the stuff was, you know, for the most part, I was in the normal range, which, to be honest with you, I was a little disappointed by because I always thought that I was a much more clever person. So that kind of humbled me. But this 1% processing speed was really a problem. So, with that information, I went back to my neurologist and said, dude, we've got a problem here. What do you think? And he said, well, I'm not a brain kind of guy, so let's refer you to Swedish neurology. Okay, I appreciate the fact that the guy knew his limitations, and we went across the water to Swedish. Uh, it's a pretty highly renowned neuro group, and they had helped me with my neuropathy in my legs. It, they gave me a series of tests, MRIs, CT scans, and they were all pretty normal. Well, they were normal. Um, but then they gave me something called a PET scan, which is a positron emitting, I don't know, toilet paper. What the hell the T stands for? Test, maybe. Um, Maybe it's technology. Hard to say. Anyways, they gave me this PET scan, which is a little bit like a MRI, but not as noisy, and faster. And the results of that PET scan came back and indicated that I had frontal temporal dementia. Now, my neurologist over here referred to it as early onset dementia, but the guy who read the paper or the test results very clearly stated frontal temporal dementia, and they gave the other information that went along with it. So, that was then. I wrestled with this thing for a couple of years in various test forms. I had yet another series of MRIs due to a stroke, and another Neuropsych test, the all day long thing, and another PET scan. And those last two took place this year, in the spring of this year. And what they were hoping to determine from these test results was that, I also had a DAT scan in the middle of all that, and I'll tell you what that is in just a minute. During this period of time, I was being treated for something called PPA, primary progressive aphasia, and I could kind of get my hands around that because that was all word finding stuff. The test results came back from the PET scan and indicated that the FTD was on a very slow progression, which is very good because routinely FTD can kill you in 5 years. But the DAT scan that I had just before I had the second PET scan indicated that I also had Parkinson's or Parkinsonian symptoms. It's an interesting test. It looks at a place in your brain called I believe it's called the negra. It's the part of the gray matter that isn't gray, it's actually black. That's why they refer to that way. So, FTD, Parkinson's, PPA. I've got my work cut out for me, and I'm going to take you along on that journey. Till next time, this is Tom. Have a great day.